Hi, this is Rachelle with Journal Life's Journey, and this is my first attempt at making my own seals. I actually got the seal stamps and a few wax sticks from Hobby Lobby a couple of years ago, and I've actually never used them. So I decided instead of using the wax that I would try it with the hot glue to see how it works. So this is my first attempt to do that. I have two different stamps. I have this flower, and then I also have a heart. So I'm using a silicone mat, and I am just squeezing out some hot glue. I started out with 6 or 8 squeezes, and eventually I determined that I needed to do 10. I got better results with 10, but I think they're coming out really nice, and I'm actually a little surprised that it works so well. I wanted this to be a project 20, so I'm going to do 20, well, I'm going to attempt to do 20 seals. And here I have some gilding flakes or foil flakes, and I'm just going to squirt the glue on top to see, just experimenting to see how that will look. I'm going to use the rose gold, just breaking up the flakes so that they'll be smaller. And this time I'm going to actually put the flakes on top of the glue or in between a few layers of glue just to see how it comes out. So I'm not that thrilled with how the flakes look inside of the hot glue. They don't sparkle and shine the way I expected them to. So I'm going to go back to just the plain hot glue stamping. So here I'm just using the hot glue to get up the last bit of flakes that were still on the mat. And I'll continue to rotate between the two stamps that I have until I get 20 seals. Now I'm going to start painting them, and I'm using the silver. Here I'm going to go in with some red, and this is a matte acrylic paint. These paints are the paints that they sell at Walmart. They usually run around 50 cents unless you get like a metallic or gold metallic, something like that. The metallics are usually a little more expensive, but just the basic matte acrylic paints are very inexpensive. And that's what I'm using here. And I can still see through the seal. So I will be doing multiple layers of the paint. Here I go with the black. And again, these will require multiple coats. So I had an idea that maybe if I use some gesso on them first, that the paint would adhere a little better and I wouldn't need as many coats. At first I start with a makeup sponge to apply the gesso, and then I move to a brush because the sponge was just soaking up the gesso and not actually spreading it out onto the seal. So once I used the brush, it was working really well. So I'm going to continue covering the seals with gesso. So that covers up the ones that I used the gilding flakes in. Here I'm going over the black ones with a second coat of paint. And now a second coat on the red. And then I'm doing another coat on the silver. Here I'm going in with brown. And this is a gold glitter color that I'm using. It doesn't show up the best, but I'm going to try and make it work. Here I'm just adding more coats of the paint. Here I am using the antique gold paint to add some gold accents to each seal, and I really love how this looks. So I'm just using my finger to kind of rub it on. Again, the antique gold is one of those paints that I picked up from Walmart. I'm even going to add some to the silver just to see what it looks like. I think the antique gold really pops and looks best on the darker colors like the black, the red, and the brown. It also makes that heart really stand out so that you can actually see there is a heart. So that is it. My first seals using hot glue. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and I'll holler at y'all next time. Bye.